The Red Sox are back home after a road trip that saw them lose 2 series. The Red Sox look to right the ship, beginning with a matchup against the Diamondbacks as they get ready to face a string of National League teams over the next week or so. The D-backs, the Giants, and the Marlins. But first things first, a matchup against the Rattlers. Meanwhile, it is the 24th annual WEI Ness and Jimmy Fund Radio-Telethon. Our coverage continues throughout the night. We have heard so many inspiring stories. We've had special guest appearances. You see Charlie McAvoy of the Bruins was in that shot. You have Adley Rutschman, Jaron Duran stopping by the studio and donating their time. But we're asking you to donate your money and give a gift right now to help us out and get to that number of 1 million by the end of tonight's game. That'll unlock a $1 million match, courtesy of Rob and Karen Hale. So that is what we're aiming for, Jim.
Well, I think that MLB could step up and probably talk to every major league team and say, hey, look, you can go from $25,000 to $100,000.
I like how you... See, you can call them out. I can't. A Hall of Famer can call out Major League Baseball and all the teams.
Well, it's all about kids. When you talk about it, but
absolutely.
It's for everyone. And I bet you your bottom dollar that every Major League team that we're talking about knows someone that has cancer or someone going for a treatment.
It touches us all, and there's no question about that as we welcome you inside.
So Adam calling Major League Baseball out. All you owners.
Wasabi Fenway Studio. It's Red Sox First Pitch presented by Rodenheiser Home Services. We will continue our coverage of the WEI Ness and Jimmy Fund Radio-Telethon. We'll have some guests throughout the hour as we take you up to first pitch here at Fenway Park. But we're going to start off, Jim, and talk a little baseball and talk a little bit about the Red Sox road trip. They lost 3 out of 4 to the Blue Jays. They lost 2 out of 3 to the Pirates. The offense struggled, and starting pitching, outside of a couple of starts from Peyton Tolle and Sonny Gray, you see the numbers for Tolle and Gray. They were both outstanding. 8 shutout innings for Tolle against the Blue Jays in the finale, and then in Game 2 of the series against the Pirates, you had 7 shutout innings from Sonny Gray, and you can see those numbers opposed to the other 3 starters in the Red Sox rotation for this Red Sox team that dropped 5 out of 7 games on the road trip, and it ended with Patrick Sandoval against the Pirates, and he got hit hard. They came out swinging in that first inning, putting 2 up on the board. Sandoval was able to get out of the second inning, pitched pretty well. But then a 5-run third inning, and just like that, the Red Sox were down 7-0, and they couldn't climb out of that hole.
Okay, you're looking at yesterday's game. I would probably say that probably was the worst game of the series. But I think you can go with they didn't play small ball, they didn't have quality at bats, and they didn't do fundamentals. And if they did that, they would have won a couple more games. And those games they lost, they didn't do. Especially quality at bats. They didn't have quality at bats.
Yeah, and again, not scoring runs early, and that was a theme throughout much of this road trip. And they, as Chad Tracy was saying, they did have some traffic on the bases, but they weren't able to get the big hit at the right time. And yesterday, case in point, you get the the leadoff man, the first 2 men to reach in that second inning after the Pirates had scored, and you can't get them home. And the leadoff man reached in the third inning, not able to really put any pressure on the Pirates. And as a result, you had a bullpen game for the Pirates. They were pitching free and easy, and the Red Sox just couldn't get it going.
Overall, you saw the series. I would probably say the same thing, quality at bats. I don't know if Rafaela is a little tired or something like that, but he's the one that's sort of like, if they roll, everyone rolls. Duran the same way to roll. But I think the quality of bats means more than anything else, even though you're not getting the base hit, but have that quality bat to advance that runner to do fundamentals and leave it up to the next guy. It put more pressure on the opposing team and make your teammates say, hey, he did his job. Now I got to do my job.
All right, let's take a look at the Red Sox roster move they made before tonight's game. And you knew this was coming. Raymond Burgos, who once again came through for the Red Sox yesterday, eating up innings despite the rain delay. You'll get to that in just a second. Wyatt Olds has been selected to the Major League roster from Worcester, a former draft pick of the Red Sox. Has not played in a Major League game, has not pitched in a Major League game, so we'll see if he gets that opportunity tonight. Meanwhile, Raymond Burgos, we talked about him. Tip of the cap to him for what he did in the series against the A's here at Fenway Park. In game 1 of the series against the A's, gave them 3 innings, actually picked up a save in that one, and then ate up 3 more innings the next day in a loss to the A's. And what he did yesterday, though, Jim, I've never seen before. We're talking about it. He pitched the 2 innings of relief, a 2.5-hour rain delay, and we see him stirring in the bullpen. It's like he's not going back in, and he gave him 2 more innings. That's incredible.
Not only that being showcased, and the thing about it, if you have an opportunity to play Major League Baseball, you have an opportunity to showcase yourself. Other teams are watching too. So it's good for him. As long as you got the heart and desire, you want to stay in the big league, you got to find out what you can do and what you can't do, and you never know who may pick you up.
And Burgos saving the Red Sox bullpen yesterday as we now take a look at the Red Sox lineup going into tonight's game against the Diamondbacks. And you can see Mickey Gasper. He's been called up, and he will get the starts at DH. And originally, there was a change in the lineup before tonight's game. We'll get to that in a second. But first, Mickey Gasper, is a guy that was up here for a little bit, Jim, earlier in the year, switch hitting, catcher, DH, first base. Provides some versatility for you. And since he'd been down at Worcester, he'd been hitting well. 386 with an OPS over 1100. Since the start of July. So hopefully he can give them a little bit of energy like we've seen from some of the other guys, right? Like Anthony Siegler, even Jahmai Jones, other guys like that who have given the Red Sox a little bit of juice, which they could use right now.
Mickey, the only thing I can say about Mickey is that time you get to the on-deck circle, start swinging. Because if you're not swinging, you're not getting the base hit. So you go up there, you think about one thing, making short, compact swings, see the ball where it's at, hit the ball. But also you got to think about the situation. Think about giving yourself up a couple of times to get the job done.
Jahmai Jones was originally in the lineup for the Red Sox as the DH, and he was the leadoff hitter, but he got scratched with some left hip discomfort, and so you have Gasper in the lineup, and now Nick Sogard will be the leadoff hitter. Meanwhile, Adley Rutschman, the big addition for the Red Sox at the trade deadline. Take a look at the numbers in his first 5 games with the Red Sox, of course, coming off of that wrist injury. He landed on the IL. He was still with the Orioles. Had a couple of rehab appearances with the Woo Sox, and has struggled so far at the plate, Jim. As you take a look at the numbers, Rutschman, of course, switch hitting catcher and DHing as well. It seems like the timing's not quite there after having some time on the injured list.
Advantage, switch hitter. So you really keep. It's no way they're going to take me out of the lineup because I'm a switch hitter. Another thing, maybe his swings are not short. Got big swings. Not playing on the disabled for a while, but I think you have to go back to the basics. Just be a little shorter, a little quicker, hit the ball where it's at. Go up there and get jammed so you're sort of seeing the ball. Maybe he's not seeing the ball. All good hitters will tell you, I want to get jammed. Then I start seeing the ball, and maybe that's what he needs to be right there.
Yeah, Rutschman had talked post-game, and he's talked a couple of times about this, just sort of trusting the process of what he goes through to get ready for a game and making adjustments. Did have a nice, piece the other way to left field yesterday, so maybe that'll help him get on track as we continue our coverage here at Fenway Park, getting ready for the game, but also the 24th annual WEI Ness and Jimmy Fund Radio-Telethon. You can see up over $800,000 so far, and you can help. 877-738-1234. Visit jimmyfund.org or text K-Cancer to 56512 as our coverage continues from Fenway Park after this. We're back with a look at the Arbella Insurance tote board of over $800,000 now. Again, we need that number to climb. We need that $1 million match. So before the end of tonight's game, get to that $1 million, and Rob and Karen Hale will generously match that number. 877-738-1234. Visit jimmyfund.org. Text K-Cancer to 56512. No gift is too small as we continue our coverage of the 24th annual WEI Ness and Jimmy Fund Radio-Telethon. We've had a number of great guests so far, and I think the Susi family is up to the challenge. They join us now. Thank you so much, Chrissy, Eric. We got Cameron over there. We have Emma right here from Atkinson, New Hampshire. Thanks so much for joining us, guys.
You're welcome for having us.
All right, so I don't even know where to start. I mean, let's just go chronologically. Back in 2016, Eric, talk about your diagnosis and how you discovered it.
Yeah, it was just one of those things where I just happened, maybe TMI, but I just happened to, I felt a lump. And
a self-exam.
And I said to Chrissy, I said, "Can you feel?" and it was just kind of like your worst nightmare come true sometimes, but by the time I had an appointment with my urologist, I was already expecting the prognosis. I was like, okay, you know what? If this is what I think it is, testicular cancer, then we just got to do what we got to do. And 2 days after my appointment where I was diagnosed, I was on the table, had surgery, and then I had the option to do chemo right after that, and but I said, well, I'll do it if I need it. And I took a 3-month scan in January of 2017, and it came out clean. And then April, 3 months later, something had grown back. So I guess there's like a supply line that kind of feeds, the reproductive system or whatever, and a couple spots were shown. So I had to go into, I went into Dana-Farber, and it was in Lawrence at the time, right across from Lawrence General. They're now in Methuen. But it was eight weeks of basically pure hell. I was bedridden pretty much the whole time because it really did a number on me, the chemo. And what made it brighter was just, at least when I knew I was going to go get care at Dana-Farber, everybody to a person was just fantastic. You're uncomfortable going there, so any little thing that they can do to help you out, they did. They were so nice, so understanding. And I can't say enough for what they did when I was under treatment.
All right, so you go through what you went through, and then in 2023, you're diagnosed with breast cancer.
Correct.
I mean, I can't imagine, right? You're thinking, what kind of luck do we have as a family right now? It's unbelievable. But you also received care from Dana-Farber.
Yep. 2023, 10 days before we brought Emma to school for her freshman year, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. And Dana-Farber, I was seeing another doctor before Dana-Farber, and I got in at Dana-Farber, and I would never, ever go back. It was the best. And I have to say, one of the things with Eric's treatment, I went to Dr. Sands at one point, and I said, he is so sick. Can we do something? And he said, the drug that's making him so sick brought his curability rate from in the 50s to in the 90s.
Wow.
And he said, there's no way. You just have to do it. So it's funds that are raised like this that give us the opportunity to survive and to be here.
And Emma, I know you're going back to Florida Atlantic tomorrow.
Yes.
Cam, you're still in high school, you're going to be a junior, right?
Yes, sir.
Just talk about what Dana-Farber has meant to you guys, taking care of the people who you love most.
Yeah, so I think the hardest part for me was that I was going so far away, I wasn't going to be able to do anything. So to know that they were taken care of to the best of Dana-Farber's ability was definitely easing my heart, for sure. Want to say anything?
At the time of my dad's diagnosis, I really didn't know what was going on because I was still a young kid. But I guess when my mom was first diagnosed, it really started sinking, wow, she has cancer, she's sick. But me and Emma are very different as a sense, if my mom is okay, then I am okay.
We're the emotional ones, Emma and I.
I would say I'm definitely in tune with my emotions like Dad is.
Well, it's great to have all of you here. It's great to see you both doing very well. And I know you celebrated a birthday recently, and you're here at Fenway Park, right? Is it getting any better?
This is, an awesome birthday present because not everybody gets to come up here and tell their story. And I feel it's a huge honor for us to be here to be able to tell our story. And if our message can help one person out there, that's what it's all about, helping other people. That's why no amount is too small to give. I'm a full-time real estate agent, and I actually have on my business card the Dana-Farber logo, and I donate donate money for every one of my closings to Dana-Farber because I feel so strongly about it because we've both been under some awesome care. So,
Well, we really appreciate you sharing your stories with us. Good luck at school, both of you.
Thank you.
Now you can go to school and your mind's at ease, right? Like it's all good.
No, this is a great experience. They asked if we wanted to come on air, and I was like, I feel like this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
Perfect. Absolutely. Well, you crushed it, all of you. Thank you very much for your
Thank you.
time as we continue the coverage of the WEI Ness and Jimmy Fund Radio-Telethon. Here are the ways to give: 877-738-1234, jimmyfund.org, text KCancer to 56512, and you can also join Jimmy's team, the monthly giving program. So all sorts of ways to give and all sorts of special guests here with us throughout the night and into tomorrow as well. You never know who might show up. Jaron Duran and Adley Rutschman bringing some smiles to faces earlier, donating their time as all the players have done year in and year out as we continue our coverage leading up to first pitch against the Diamondbacks here at Fenway Park. Be sure to tune in to WB Mason Extra Innings Live for full post-game analysis, and we'll go inside the clubhouse to hear from players and interim manager Chad Tracy. Catch it after every Red Sox game exclusively on NESN and streaming on NESN 360 as we bring you Heat Zone, presented by Rodenheiser Home Services, trusted heating and AC experts in Massachusetts for over 95 years. And you take a look at one of the great ones here in the game today, Corbin Carroll, and you see named National League Player of the Week. You see the numbers right there. 58 career triples. Duke Motor leads all active players. So that is one of the challenges that await the Red Sox in this series as we take a look now at the local weather from our NESN television partners. Time to go upstairs now. Will Middlebrooks joins us for our View from the Booth, presented by Aura.
Well, since the Red Sox went on that 32-5 stretch where they were just ripping the cover off the baseball, you look up now, they've gone 3-10. The offense just can't seem to get clicking right now, right? And it's one of those things. You're in the dog days of August. Yes, some guys are beat up. There's some injuries going on. You just lost Masataka Yoshida to a hamstring. It's been frustrating, right? Because it's been really the same story for most of these games where they just can't seem to score early in games, which they did so often when they were winning all those ball games over that 7-week period. And you start looking at how it's happening, what's going on, what's the recipe to fix this thing. And they're not really playing the style of baseball that you saw them play when they were winning all those games, whether that's getting the bunts down, it's hitting with 2 strikes. There's been a lot more swing and miss. They're getting traffic early in these games. You're looking at second and third, no outs a couple times in that last series in Pittsburgh, not able to score runs, right? A lot of strikeouts. Wilson Contreras has really slowed down. Adley Rutschman hasn't really gotten his timing since coming off the IL. William Abreu's still been swinging the bat really well. Mona, Durbin still going. Cedon has really slowed down. A lot of swing from him, not a lot of contact lately. It's been a tough go. And now if you look over this stretch, they've been fortunate in a way of that you go 3-10, but during that time, you only lose 1 game in the wild card race. So they're really fortunate in that case. That's the one positive that's come from it. Now you come home to Fenway Park. You got a really tough team in the Diamondbacks here, and you're hoping to use this energy at Fenway Park and get this thing going again.
There's a look at the Jimmy Fund booth, the concourse here at Fenway Park as we continue our coverage of the 24th annual WEI Nesson Jimmy Fund Radio-Telethon after this.
Red Sox first pitch is presented by Rodenheiser Home Services, trusted heating and AC experts in Massachusetts for over 95 years.
All right, that number has climbed since we started the pregame show. That's good news. Up over $826,000 now. Make sure you can call. You can text. You can get on the website, 877-738-1234. You can go to jimmyfund.org. Text K-Cancer to 56512. No gift is too small as we try to get to that $1 million number in the match from Rob and Karen Hale by the end of tonight's game. And joining us now are some special guests once again. We have Bristol Hensel, Kayla Doucette, mom right here, and Matt Hensel and Marin right over there. Hi, Marin. Hi. How are you? Yeah, a little shy. I understand. So, Kayla, Bristol's diagnosis of B-cell leukemia. Can you walk us through that?
Yep. So she was diagnosed in December of 2024. She had been sick for like 4 weeks, and finally I brought her to our local ED back at home. And the pediatrician had gotten right in touch with Boston, and they ordered labs, and that was where we came up with her diagnosis. And we're in maintenance now, plugging away until January of 2027 when she gets to ring the bell.
Looking forward to that. I mean,
Yes.
that's right around the corner.
Yes.
That's right around the corner. Matt, no parent expects this. It's unimaginable.
Not at all.
What was going through your mind at the time, because you never think this could ever happen, right?
No, honestly, it was kind of blacked out.
Yeah.
I don't even really remember. I drove to the hospital to meet them there, down to Boston, and I don't even remember the drive.
Yeah.
It was, and then you get down there, and it's just a whole different world.
In terms of the care you received, talk about the Jimmy Fund Clinic and what it's meant to you. And I can see you have a little friend there too, Opry.
Yep. We brought Opry along, as Opry comes along with us many places now. The care down there is, it's unmatched. It is like nothing I ever thought it would be. I didn't know what coming out of that first round of treatment being inpatient at Children's looked like. I just thought, how are we going to do this? And we had some other fellow cancer families that we met through this journey, and they assured us that getting over to the Jimmy Fund Clinic is like nothing you would ever imagine it to be. It's better than what you could ever imagined. And from the minute we walked through that door, it just felt like home.
And obviously, you have Bristol going through what she's going through. You're all going through it. But, Marin, it's her sister. They treat, the whole family there too, right?
Yeah, she's been a little angel through this whole thing. It's like she'll cook her little mac and cheese cups and all sorts of stuff. So it's pretty cute.
Are you a good cook? Mac and cheese? No, no, not for me. I understand. No, just for your sister. Well, I really appreciate your time. Thank you so much for coming on, and it's great to see that you're almost done, right?
Yes.
January.
January.
Looking forward to ringing that bell. Bristol Hensel and her family here with us today as we continue our coverage. And again, 877-738-1234, jimmyfund.org. Text K-Cancer to 56512. You can join Jimmy's team as well and join their monthly giving program. No gift is too small. As we continue our coverage now of the 24th annual WEI Ness and Jimmy Fund Radio-Telethon. Looking at Andrew Mama Stereo, signing some autographs. You can see the Strikeout Cancer t-shirts, all the players wearing those today, bringing some smiles to the faces of patients and families throughout the next couple of days as we wrap up Red Sox first pitch. We continue after the break with Red Sox Game Day Live. You can see the Strikeout Cancer shirts. It is the 24th WEI Ness and Jimmy Fund Radio-Telethon as we work together to strike out cancer. A number of players already coming on with us and WEI throughout the day, and we've had a number of patients and families and clinicians from Dana-Farber join us as well, and that will continue throughout the nights here on the pregame show. And once game time rolls around in the postgame, we're doing it all, Jim.
Why not?
Ready to go.
Ready to go.
Most important 2 days of the year here at Nesson and WEI as we welcome you inside our Fenway studio. It's Red Sox Game Day Live, presented by Plymouth Rock Auto and Home Insurance for Boston sports fans. Glad you could join us. Adam Pellin alongside Hall of Famer Jim Rice. Of course, we, again, will hear from patients and their families as we continue our coverage through the rest of the night and into tomorrow as well. But we also have some baseball to talk about as well as the Red Sox return home from their 7-game road trip. And we bring you our hot take now, presented by Wasabi Hot Cloud Storage, proud partner of the Boston Red Sox. Wasabi Technologies, proud partner of the Boston Red Sox. Take a look at the numbers over the last 18 games. Now, these are split up into the 9-game segments. You see the last 9 and the numbers there, and the previous 9 during the 9-game winning streak. Of course, the offense couldn't be stopped. The bullpen on fire, but we've seen the offense dip over the course of these last 9 games, which includes the last 2 games of the homestand against the A's, and of course the road trip in Toronto and in Pittsburgh. And you take a look at the latest example here in the finale against the Pirates. We mentioned it earlier. You had the first 2 men reach in the 2nd inning, not able to get those runs in, and in the 3rd inning you had a leadoff man on and not able to get that done. And all in all, 1 for 7 with runners in scoring position, and they just haven't been able to get the big hit as of late, and also chasing pitches out of the strike zone as we just saw right there.
Just like we talked about earlier, quality bats. They were not quality bats. And it seemed like they were programmed to swing at pitches. Maybe they were anticipating certain pitches, and they were swinging before the pitches even got there.
In terms of, big picture and struggling in your experience with that and as a team, is that something where guys start to press a little bit? They're trying to make something happen, maybe a little too aggressive at the plate, or, is that sort of thing snowball in your experience?
I think it's more of an individual thing. I think by me, when I was in a slump, I continued to try to hit the ball to the right side because it tells me that I'm trying to pull everything, so I'm not seeing the ball. So you work to the right side and work yourself back around. You don't want to continue pulling the ball and go further to the left side. So you want to come back to right field and work your way around. And then you also want to look at a situation where, what is the situation? If a man on first or a man on second, I got to hit the ball to the right side. So I got to move up on the plate, move back of the plate. I got to do a lot of things. One thing I got to do is see the ball, and I got to shorten my swing up. When you're not seeing the ball, your swing is too big.
Yeah, and the one thing that we've seen the Red Sox do so well is, play some small ball too, right? Yeah. Manufacture some runs. We haven't seen as much of that as of late as we bring our starting aces, presented by Ace Ticket, Boston's own starting ace for tickets. And it's a bullpen game for the Red Sox. Mitch Bratt, the left-hander, rookie left-hander, who's had a good start to his major league career, part of the Merrill Kelly deal with the Rangers, makes the start against the Red Sox. He'll be opposed by Alec Gamboa, who will be the opener, but he can give you a little bit of length. Again, he's a starter in Worcester, and so, he pitched 4 innings here this year with Boston out of the bullpen, so he can give you a little bit of length, so we'll see how that goes. But expecting to see Brian Bayo as the bulk reliever today for the Red Sox. And you take a look at the numbers for Bayo as a bulk reliever, 3-0 with a .75 ERA, just outstanding numbers right there. And really, since his latest call-up in July, over the last 6 outings, he's been outstanding. The problem is trying to find an opener for him, right? Because Giovanni Moran had struggled earlier this year. So Alec Gamboa getting his first major league start. But in terms of Bayo, you got to love what you've seen from him coming out of the bullpen in this bulk role.
Well, The difference is right now, I think, if I'm not mistaken, he's challenging the hitter. He's not trying to pitch around the hitters or trying to show the pitchers too many pitches. Go after the guy. That's why you got these other guys playing defense behind you. Keep the ball in the ballpark and go out there and just pound the strike zone.
Yeah, change-up has been really good for Bayo in this bulk role, so we'll see if that continues today. All right, as we continue now with the WEI Ness and Jimmy Fund Radio Telethon throughout the night. Again, no gift is too small. 877-738-1234. You're going to look at Adley Rutschman, who's generous enough to donate his time up here to talk about what being here means to him. We've heard a lot of that from the players as well throughout the day, and we'll continue to do that coming up next.
Red Sox Game Day Live is presented by Plymouth Rock, auto and home insurance for Boston sports fans.
Red Sox pregame on Nesson is presented in part by Toyota, recognized as the longest-lasting brand.
All right, some cloudy skies, but I think we'll be okay. Unlike yesterday where we had the 2.5-hour rain delay. They were able to finish that one, but I think we'll be in the clear for Game 1 of the series against the Diamondbacks as we take a look at the local weather from our Nesson television partners. I don't know if everybody's taking calls, though, so that's up to you. You can place a call right now, or if you choose, you can go to jimmyfund.org or text KCancer to 56512 as we continue our coverage of the 24th WEI Ness and Jimmy Fund Radio Telethon, joined by Dr. Betsy O'Donnell from the Multi-Cancer Early Detection Clinic. That sounds very promising, just the title alone. Tell us what that is exactly.
Sure. So I'm a medical oncologist, and about 4 years ago, we started a program at Dana-Farber to really study and bring forward these novel screening tests that are now becoming commercially available, where we can screen people's blood looking for cancer. And so it's pretty exciting when you think about it. Right now, we screen for breast cancer, cervical cancer, colorectal cancer, and lung cancer in smokers, and those are our guidelines. 70% of cancers don't have screening tests. So this is a low-hanging fruit that we are committed to studying the same way we do drugs, is studying novel tests to find more cancers early.
How quickly has this sort of evolved in terms of the ability to test like this?
So if you think about it, it was about 20, 30 years ago that we first sequenced the human genome and were able to find and identify signatures of cancer in DNA. That came a little bit later. And in the past 10 years, what we've seen is this ability to sequence DNA, do it fast, and do it at a cost that can be then put into tests. So we can look in people's blood now, look what normal DNA looks like, and what abnormal DNA is, and potentially identify cancers that way.
So there's early detection, but there's also prevention. What can people do in their own daily lives to try and stay healthy? I mean, you can't do everything, right? Because you can't avoid in some cases. But what can people do to try to mitigate the risk?
Sure. So the number 1 and 2 leading causes of cancer, number 1, tobacco, number 2, obesity. So smoking cessation, and then exercise, diet, trying to live to the best of your ability and keeping the weight down.
In terms of, why we're here today and raising money, how important are these 2 days? Because you talk about the clinical trials that have turned into therapies over the years and treatments made possible by funding. And this is where it starts.
I don't think people realize how important philanthropy is to the mission of cancer research. And it has been really what has carried Dana-Farber forward. I started Dana-Farber 25 years ago, before I even went to medical school. When I was a kid, they used to do the Jimmy Fund in the movie theaters. And you'd see these, sad stories about kids, and it made me want to be an oncologist. And a lot of my research support that I have is from the generosity of patients. And it is critical to our mission. It is critical to beating cancer, and we're just so grateful. I want everybody watching this to know how grateful the physicians, the nurses, and the patients are at Dana-Farber for the support that we get. And thank you for having us.
Of course, and I think it's the patient experience too, and we've seen patients come in here and talk about the Jimmy Fund Clinic and their families and how incredible that experience is. How important is that part of it? There's the treatment, of course, but then there's, just being there and seeing these families, with Lisa Scherber, Director of Patient and Families, and, how important is that aspect of what Dana-Farber and the Jimmy Fund bring?
I think the patient is the whole thing. It is the center. And if you've ever been sick or had a family member who's sick, you know how important it is to feel cared for. It is the smallest, most simple gesture we can make towards one another is to make people feel cared for, and it is the center of our mission.
Well, Dr. Betsy O'Donnell, really appreciate your time. And again, raising awareness and raising money for this incredible cause and battle that we continue here at the 24th Annual WEI NESN Jimmy Fund Radio-Telethon. We continue our coverage, and again, ways to give, 877-738-1234, jimmyfund.org, text K-Cancer to 56512. You can join Jimmy's team as well, the monthly giving program, as we continue our coverage here and get ready for baseball at Fenway Park. And why not, right? You can give a gift those ways, but you can also drop some cash in the bucket. There's nothing wrong with that. You get a 50-50 raffle as well. Trevor Story continues his rehab with the Woo Sox. We will hear from him coming up next.
Red Sox Game Day Live is presented by Plymouth Rock, auto and home insurance for Boston sports fans.
Get more from your NESN 360 subscription with NESN 360 Rewards. Get monthly exclusive offers like credit at Fenway Park and discounts on Bruins tickets, official team merchandise, TD Garden concerts, BJ's memberships, and much more. Download NESN 360 today to join the program. JB Sash and Door Clubhouse Insider Report is presented to you by Energy Saving Marvin Windows. Visit jbsash.com. Well, a trio of rehab appearances this week for Red Sox players, starting with Trevor Story, who played 4 innings at shortstop yesterday. That was his first at-bat since mid-May, and then delivered a base hit later in the game. He was here at Fenway Park. In fact, he's here at Fenway Park and addressed the media a short time ago.
Good to get that first one out of the way, like I said. So it's all about game speed stuff now, and getting my game legs back under me, and obviously seeing some pitches and having some good at-bats. So I'm excited about that. The first one went well, and I'll be in Syracuse for the next couple of days, so then we'll reevaluate.
Do you know which day that reevaluation might be coming?
I mean, at least the Tuesday, Wednesday, so I'll be in Syracuse, and then we'll see how I feel after that. And obviously we have a Thursday off day here, so we'll see how it goes.
Obviously, you had to come back from injury before, but do you feel like it's going to take you long to get back to being able to contribute up here at this level?
Like you said, I've had my fair share of rehabs, and I've been through it, so I feel like I know when I'm good to go. So I have that in my back pocket, and I have that experience to rely on. And, like I said, it's really about getting my game legs back and how I recover the next day, not so much the stuff that's going on in the moment.
How much different did you feel, just kind of body-wise, since the last time you played? I think it was here against the Phillies.
Yeah. I mean, much better. No pain, so that's amazing, and I love that, and just more stable feeling for sure.
In that regard, what's the journey been like? I mean, it feels like that was almost a season ago that the situation happened. To be coming back into this now, how does it feel to just from a mental standpoint?
Yeah, it feels great. It's felt longer, than kind of 3 months. But, the way that the team has played has been incredible. And just the turnaround has been, not many people have ever seen this type of turnaround. So it's special. And that pushes us guys on the IL. It pushes us, man. It really does, give us some juice to keep going.
All right, so Trevor Story, it could be ready earlier than expected, talking even by the end of the week, which would be absolutely incredible. Of course, you got Roman Anthony starting his rehab assignment tomorrow, and you also have Isaiah Kiner-Falefa as well. So Red Sox starting to get a little bit healthier in some ways, and you see Trevor Story there. Love to be back at Fenway Park. Red Sox are back for a homestand starting tonight with the Diamondbacks. We'll have some final thoughts before first pitch next.
Red Sox pregame on NESN is presented in part by JB Sash and Door, New England's premier Marvin dealer for windows and doors. Visit jbsash.com.
Back with our betting segment presented by FanDuel. New FanDuel customers bet just $5 daily. You'll get $200 in bet resets every day. That's up to $1,000 in bet resets over 5 days. Download the FanDuel app now as you take a look at what we have tonight. Willie Abreu, 2+ total bases. Wilson Contreras, 2+ total bases. And Caleb Durbin, 2+ total bases. Same game parlay odds plus 829 as we now take a look at the Red Sox lineup presented by Plymouth Rock. This is a different lineup that was put out there earlier today. Jahmai Jones scratched with a left hip issue, and so as a result, Nick Sogard is now the leadoff hitter, and you got Mickey Gasper in the DH spot there where Jahmai Jones was until the issue popped up. And now we take a look at the field at Fenway. Getting in the zone, presented by Planet Fitness. Only $15 a month as we go field level now. And we take a look at Alec Gamboa, who will be making his first major league start. This is a bullpen game for the Red Sox, so we'll see what the Red Sox get from Gamboa today, who is set to make his 10th appearance in the big leagues. And you're expecting to see Brian Bayo in a bulk role. And again, we talked about how good Bayo was coming out of the bullpen for the Red Sox, a .75 ERA in 10 appearances. As you take a look at the Diamondbacks rookie, Mitch Bratt, left-handed pitcher, set to make his 7th major league start. And he has pitched pretty well. And look at Adley Rutschman, the catcher, held that 5th today, hoping he gets back on track today, Jim.
A couple of hits tonight. Get a couple.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect. All right, so Adley Rutschman will be batting from the right side tonight as the Red Sox open up their homestand in their series against the Diamondbacks. As a look at the Arbella Insurance tote board of WEI Ness and Jimmy Fund Radio.